Hi guys, hope everyone's well and welcome back to the Improvement Podcast. Today in this episode I'm going to be touching on creating resistance, which I'll get into what that means. First of all, quick update on myself. So I am currently recording this after just being back from a show, or I say just being back. It's been at least half a week since, but I had a show just that Sunday that is past, and I managed to get a fourth place finish in the British finals, which isn't too bad. So kind of happy with it, but obviously at the same time, just similar to the last shows, you always want to do better, you always want to place better. But yeah, for the most part, a productive weekend, and I improved on how I looked from the first show once again, and the second show, which is good. My condition was a lot better. Condition meaning how lean I looked, because I did strip a good amount of body fat off between the second and the third show, which I was happy with. So yeah, it went pretty well, and no complaints. Enjoyable weekend as a whole, and I was there with my girlfriend, and again, just like she was with the other two shows, she's been a massive help and massive support throughout the whole process. Just with tan and shaving, as you can imagine, it's quite awkward yourself, and just someone there so you can kind of relax a bit and you're not having to run about and stress, and just someone to be by your side, if that makes sense. So yeah, that made it a lot easier. It was in London, so we drove down. It was quite a trek, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I think because we expected it to go pretty, like the drive to go pretty slow, that it went actually quite fast, and as well as that we took turns, and half the time I was getting a meal in or doing work on my phone or my laptop, so it made the journey fly by, to be honest, and traffic wasn't bad, so yeah, happy days. And plan of action now is basically sit at maintenance, and I've got another show in a week and a half, or a week on the Sunday, the day after you are listening to this, if you're listening to it on the day it got released. And yeah, plan is to set up maintenance and just build performance up as much as I can, and just drop fatigue from dieting. And as a result, if I've been able to regain some performance back and just spending time at maintenance and dropping diet fatigue, that's going to result in a better look, hopefully. Or on paper it will. We'll see what happens come the show. But yeah, enough on myself. Jumping into the episode, I'm going to be talking about creating resistance and also removing resistance. So in terms of what I mean by this, is creating resistance of things, like when it comes to your fitness goals, it's all about creating resistance of things you're trying to avoid doing, and basically removing resistance for things you're trying to put in place. For example, if let's say you're trying to avoid eating excess calories, then you want to basically put things in place that's going to make that harder to achieve. Harder meaning it's harder to achieve eating excess calories. So basically putting resistance in the way, because if there's a lot of resistance there, if it's not easy to do, then you're not going to be able to do it. An example is, let's say you are wanting to lose weight. Let's say you've got nothing in your house apart from fruit, vegetables, lean cuts of meat, and like non-processed carbohydrates. Then it's going to be much easier to lose weight than if you've got tons of, let's say, fizzy juice, sweets, chocolates, toast. Not that there's anything wrong with toast, but like syrups, fast food, and stuff like that in the house, but no fruit, veg, lean cuts of meat, protein sources, so on and so on. What's going to be easier to stick to a calorie goal with, the first option or the second? So if you have poorer options in the house, then you have temptation. So that's my first tip: remove temptation. Make it harder for you to get foods that potentially aren't great for you or not the best option. Just remove or create the resistance there. For example, if let's say you're bad for snacking on biscuits, you've got a biscuit jar in the house. Obviously, if you've got a family, then I'm not saying just chuck it out or make everyone else not have that option, but like yeah, don't have a biscuit jar full of biscuits and then you're not going to eat biscuits. Or if you are, you'll have to go to the shops to get it, and you'll get some steps in the process. And this could be applied like, don't keep any food in your room if you have, like, let's say, wee snacks in your room or that, or like if you just have the option, just remove the poorer choices from your house, like ones that you believe make are like trigger foods or cravings maybe as well. And another way we can create resistance when it comes to our nutrition is deleting, like, let's say, fast food apps, email marketing, unfollowing food pages. As simple as it might seem, it's like, if, let's say, you have, like, every time you want to order something to eat, let's say you're bad for ordering food off Just Eat. If you delete the app and delete your account, every time you'll want fast food, it means you'll have to download the app and create an account. That's going to be quite inconvenient and just a pain to do. So if you can do that, then that's going to make more resistance between you and ordering fast food. Basically, you want to create as much steps or make it as inconvenient as possible to do the things you don't want to do. And another one could be removing yourself from email marketing. So unsubscribing from, let's say, offers and deals from things like Domino's or whatever, and unfollowing food pages on Instagram. So if, like, let's say you see, let's say, a deal pop up or that, or food pop up on your page, and you're like, oh, now I want a burger, then remove that temptation, unfollow it if it's going to make you crave it and order food or that. And something else you can do to create more resistance is communicate your goals with your family and friends. Ask them for accountability and support if you want it from them. And what this could simply mean is they don't offer you food. So you could say, please don't offer me any, like, desserts or food for this week, or until a certain day, or so on and so on, or try not tempt me to go for certain places, things like that. And giving yourself that accountability from them can maybe help a lot, and can help you avoid eating certain foods, and just it gives you less temptation, it gives you less chance of, oh yeah, it just creates more resistance, simple as that, hence the name of the episode. And you could also ask them to kind of, yeah, give you accountability and just call you out when you are gonna eat shit, if that makes sense. So be there, be like, hey, remember, you've got this goal, should you be eating that? If that's something that will help you and you're okay with that, then you could ask them to do so. And also knowing what foods trigger cravings. For example, if you are, even if it's healthy, if you can stick to, like, your nutrition fine, but you find whenever you have, let's say, dark chocolate or peanut butter or almond butter or anything else that's relatively healthy, if you think, right, once I have one, I just want to eat the whole packet, then it might not be a great idea to have that food. People say, oh, you can eat what you want and lose weight. Yes, but doesn't mean it's best to eat whatever you want and lose weight. You can lose weight eating Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and that's it. Doesn't mean it's the smartest or most efficient option to do so, or the easiest option. So just because you can't eat anything doesn't mean it's a good idea. If something, you find, like, you eat something and it just creates more cravings, you just want more and more, then it might not be a good food for yourself to eat. Then again, it's like when you see bodybuilders eat bland food, it's for a reason. It's like if you are trying to eat all these, like, sweet treats and that and chocolate bars, then you're gonna probably not be able to eat a lot of actual food volume, food size, because it's very calorie dense, and you'll just be starving, have cravings all the time, and just want more of that food, and it'll be hard to get yourself to stop. And in terms of, like, training and lifestyle, some things you can do to create resistance is knowing what causes resistance to training and activity consistency. So knowing what causes, let's say, this is more about removing resistance. So having the awareness of what causes you to struggle to stick to the gym. Let's say it's low energy. Then what you could do is plan on training before work. Plan on training right after work instead of going home first, chilling out, then it is 2 hours later, and then you've got even less energy, you're tired, your house is warm, it's cold outside, instead go straight from work to the gym. That removes the resistance of tiredness and getting into the comfort of your home and getting settled. If it's, let's say, sleep is something that causes you to like slack on training, you've got poor energy because you're not sleeping well, then to remove that resistance you need to get quality sleep. And if you don't get a quality sleep, you're not going to be able to get your session in that day and stick to training and adhere to your plan if it's training or just getting your steps in. Or if it's alcohol, then right, I'm not going to drink the day before I train because I know I won't get my steps in and I won't get my session in. And maybe saying, right, instead of drinking Friday, Saturday, I'll only drink Saturday because you want to get a session in on the Saturday in the morning or that. So again, there's endless things that could potentially be causing resistance. So it could be, like I said, it could be sleep. It could be that you're spending too long on your phone in bed, and as a result you get poor sleep. So as a result you can try and put your phone away at a certain time, or you could try and, let's say you spend too long in bed in the morning, you sit on your phone, and it means you don't have the time to go to the gym. Instead of sitting on your phone for half an hour, you could put your phone across the room, or put your phone downstairs, and then have an alarm clock on so that it wakes you up, and then you're not sitting on your phone in bed. And you get up, you've got half an hour which you can spend, let's say, preparing your meals if nutrition's the issue, or instead you could spend that going to the gym, even if it's just 30 minutes doing a circuit at home, or 30 minutes doing some sort of exercise, or getting some steps in first thing in the morning. If you spend 30 minutes on a walk, that's going to get quite a lot of steps ticked off already, and you've just got up for the day. And like I said, we want to remove resistance, make things as convenient and easy as possible, because if things are convenient and easy to stick to, we're going to be more likely to stick to them. So like a big one nutrition wise is having the foods available. It's like if you are struggling with your nutrition, if you don't have the foods available, then it's going to be hard to obviously eat the healthy option. So it's hard to stick to a good diet, if you don't have the foods that are involved in a good diet there available. And like there's temptations everywhere as well, so it's so easy to, let's say, order food or have something that's not as great if you've got that in the house. So what you could do instead is go a weekly shop and make sure you've got the food available, because if you've got the food available, then that's half the battle. All you have to do is eat it. Whereas if you've not, then like I said, it's going to be much easier to grab a poorer option, and if there is poorer options in the house, then you're probably going to go for them instead. So yeah, making sure that you've got like those options available, which can be done by doing things like going a weekly shop and getting all the food you need for the week so that you're set up. Whereas if, let's say, you don't, then you're not going to have that available. And what you could do is prepare lunches for the week, so they're there to grab. And this can be obviously applied not just with lunches, but with food for like your whole day as well. Like if you find in the morning you're tight for time and you don't really have much time to, like, say, prepare breakfast, and you could do it for the week. On, let's say, the weekend, you could prepare, let's say, yogurt, oats, like, and frozen berries or that, and put them in wee containers in the fridge, and then you can just grab it and go, and you've got that there, and that saves you getting a bacon roll on the way to work. So yeah, all these are things you can put in place just to make things easier, because if you've got, let's say, meals prepared, if you've got low calorie snacks available, you don't have to get the McDonald's, you don't have to grab the rubbish option or the quick option, because you'll have them there. All you have to do is eat it. And also, in terms of removing resistance when it comes to your nutrition, something you can do is have low calorie snacks available. So when you, let's say, you've got cravings, you're just like really hungry throughout the night or whatever, or in the evening, not throughout the night, sorry, you'll probably be asleep at night. Then what you could do is try and like have things like 10 calorie jellies, things like rice cakes, things like fruit available, things like even just things like popcorn if you fancy something sweet or salted. All these are things you can put in place, because even if it means going over your calories. If you've got, let's say you either have the option of going over your calories by eating a tub of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, or going over your calories by eating a big plate of salad. I know what's going to have less calories in it, and it's going to mean you're going to go over your calories less. Next one is making your food enjoyable and easy to eat, because if it's easy to eat, easy to make and enjoyable, then it's going to be much easier to obviously eat the food, and it's not going to be a chore. It's like you don't have to have your food bland. It's like there's ways to like make things more convenient, like batch cooking, like I said, and just like finding systems and methods that work for you in terms of preparing food. And again, if it's enjoyable, then it's not going to be like a chore to eat. And what you can also consider is, like, if you currently, it doesn't have to be from one extreme to the other. For example, if you currently eat microwave meals every night, then instead of going from that extreme to trying to cook your food fresh every day, then what you could simply do is get the microwave meals that are low calorie options, because there's so much options in the shops. You don't have to make crazy changes. Basically, what we want to do if we want to stick to our goals is make like small changes over time, changes we can stick to. Because if you can't stick to a change long term, it's probably not a good change to make to an extent. So yeah, you can get like ready-made snacks and meals so that you don't have to prepare them. And there's tons of like things like protein yogurts, ready-cooked chicken, protein shakes and fruit if you are tight for time. And when it comes to, let's say, fruit and vegetables, you can get like frozen fruit, frozen vegetables in the shop. You just need to bang it in an air fryer or microwave quickly, and then it's ready. It doesn't take a lot of time to make it. It's quick and convenient. So yeah, like I said, it's about small changes that are easy to maintain. Going on to training, some things you can do to remove the resistance when it comes to like training and getting your sessions in is train at a time you enjoy. It's like if you find you enjoy training best in the morning, then structure your day so that you can get your session in the morning, because then it'll be out the way. Like any interruptions won't really get in the way, because usually when we have interruptions, it's not first thing in the morning at 6 o'clock. It's after work. Things pop up, people ask you to do things, or you get asked to stay on at work, and then that's you not got your session. And whereas if it's out the way, like prioritize what you want to get done first thing in the morning can be very beneficial if it works for your schedule. So yeah, train first thing if you can, or get it done at a time that suits you. And like I said, what you could do is get everything ready before work and then go straight from work to the gym. Just basically find out what helps you stick to things best and orientate it around it. And have like a routine. And then if you have a routine, then you know things will, like, it will be easy to do. For example, for myself, with me doing my steps, I know I'll get steps done in the first half of the day. Usually when I'm out the gym, I'll have some more steps to do. It won't be a lot, it'll be like 2,000. So what I've been doing is, instead of, let's say, getting home, getting my shoes off, and like chilling out, and then having to go back out to do steps, what I do now is I'll basically have my post-workout meal, I'll drive home, and then I'll simply just go and do my steps straight away and get them boxed off, so that I don't sit down, relax, and then get tired and then have to go out and do them. I've already got my shoes and all that on, and I can just get them ticked off easy. And have accountability, so have someone to keep you accountable. If it's a coach currently taking on clients, if you're interested, shameless plug there, or if it's a friend, or if it's a training partner, or if it's your if it is your partner, like your girlfriend or boyfriend, that is also an option. Having accountability there, someone to push you and keep you accountable and just help you stick to the plan. Simple as that. So hope you enjoyed this episode and found it valuable. Basically, when we're wanting to reach our goals, we want to make things as easy as possible to do so, and as hard as possible to do things that aren't in line with our goals, if that makes sense. So hope you enjoyed, and hope everyone has a great and productive week.